A wealthy man placed his life's fortune on the scales. The weight of gold, silver, and jewels outweighed the feather of truth, and with that, he was permitted to pass through the gates of reincarnation into paradise, his soul granted eternal life. The old woman who came next was not so fortunate. When the judge asked what she had to offer, she placed a single iron ring on the scales, the most precious thing she had ever owned. But the feather slowly sank. Her offering was lighter than the feather of truth. For the poor, death brought no passage to heaven. Instead, their souls were dragged into the depths of hell, condemned to suffer for eternity with no hope of rebirth. Zaya had been a slave in life, and she possessed nothing.
What do you offer? What do you offer?
Her lover sought the help of Horus and summoned Anubis, the god of death, hoping Anubis would serve as Zaya's ferryman and guide her safely through the underworld into the cycle of rebirth. But the judges of the underworld cared only for wealth. Zaya had no gold or treasures to offer them, and once a soul crossed through the gate of rebirth, there was no turning back. Bek's only remaining hope was Horus. He returned the stolen eye of power to the god, begging him to use his divine strength to retrieve his beloved from the realm of the dead. Horus pressed the eye back into its socket, restoring half of his power. But he told Bek that only a king had the authority to command the underworld to release a soul and bring someone back from death. The only way forward was to reclaim the other eye of power within 7 days, restore his full strength, and defeat the god of the desert before Zaya completed her final passage into the afterlife. Only then could Horus reclaim the throne of Egypt and, as king, demand her soul's return. This was the sole chance to save the woman he loved. Bek resolved to help Horus recover the other divine eye, and together they set off on their quest. Word soon reached Set that the eye of power had been stolen from his treasury. He immediately ordered his forces to hunt down the thief, but Set had no idea the eye was already in Horus's possession. The second eye remained under Set's personal guard, and only by defeating him could it be reclaimed. With just one eye, Horus stood no chance against Set in a direct confrontation. Their only option was to seek out Horus's grandfather, Ra, the sun god. To destroy the god of the desert, they needed the water of life from Ra's solar vessel, only that could extinguish the desert flame, the source of Set's power. So the two climbed to the peak of the highest sacred mountain in all of Egypt. At the summit stood a celestial gate leading into the cosmos. With only one eye, Horus couldn't transform on his own. He could only face the sun and plead with Ra to grant him one chance to restore his divine power. Meanwhile, Set was marshalling his armies, hunting down every god who dared oppose him, determined to wipe them out entirely. The few surviving deities had retreated behind the walls of the goddess of protection, Set's former wife and the leader of the rebellion. This drove Set into a frenzy. He mounted his flying war chariot and decided to take matters into his own hands. The chariot tore across the battlefield, cutting a path straight to his ex-wife's palace gates, her final line of defense. Set's methods were utterly merciless. He slaughtered them all without hesitation. His former wife had turned against him precisely because she could no longer stomach his cruelty. With defeat inevitable, the goddess of protection struck at Set's deepest wound. Long ago, to punish Set for his violent and unruly nature, Ra had stripped him of the ability to bear children.
That's why Ra was wise to ensure you would never have a child.